What's up, everybody? What's up, MGTOW? So this is finally going to be the last response video to Crimson Crusader's Comment Wars Part 5. Now, just for the record, I really don't see this as some type of war or comment war or whatever. I mean, it's pretty silly in the first place because most of the points that I'm presenting are scientific facts or very largely widely accepted statistical proofs, and most of what Crimson Crusader is presenting is just a bunch of what if questions and particular individual people. Like I've said a million times, I'm just generalizing, looking at general statistics, but then you still say, oh, but you got to look at this guy and you got to look at that guy and you got to look at this guy. So there's no way that we're going to be able to communicate effectively with each other because it's just not going to happen. So the only real relevant point in the video is, again, that he's like laughing at the fact that gynocentrism is the default setting for humans, and that some crazy conspiracy that, you know, men protect women in nature and fight each other to have sex, even though I think that I've pretty concisely proved that is how it works in nature. I mean, men fight each other for access to sex. And all the other things that people do in society beyond their basic survival needs and trying to have sex is just art and opinion. And you can particularize what individual people do, but it doesn't have anything to do with the reproductive process. And that's all I'm talking about when I'm talking about stuff like this. I'm talking about the reproductive process of human beings. Now, all the other points in this video are just Crimson Crusader's opinion. He's trying to say that MGTOW hate women or don't hate women, and they've got to prove to him that they don't hate women by talking about things they like about women besides their body and all this other stuff. That's all opinion. There's no scientific fact in what you're saying there. It's just, who cares? And then when you're saying that women have an advantage in sexual harassment claims, yeah, they do. There's plenty of examples of women getting men fired from their job for just claiming that they either sexually harassed them or things like that. And they had no physical evidence, they had no proof. All they had was their word against his, and he got fired. I don't have to prove that to you. Again, just type in man fired from his job for sexual harassment claim and just look at the results. Now, one of the things that you keep claiming that I need to do is that I need to provide more evidence and provide more proof. But the fact of the matter is that I've provided statistics or some type of factual, readily available evidence for almost every single claim that I've made throughout this entire video back and forth thing. And the fact is that your videos don't have any statistical evidence, you don't have any references, you don't have any sources, you don't have any links to anything, you don't show graphs or charts or anything to back up your claims, because all of your claims are based in kind of like subjective opinion. Well, the woman might have ended the marriage because of this or because of that or because of this and because of that. It doesn't matter. Those things don't matter. What I'm talking about is the laws. Are the laws set up so that when the woman ends the marriage for whatever reason, she gets half of the stuff no matter what she did? Yes. Do women get preferential treatment through the government, welfare benefits, preferential hiring practices? Yes, I've proven that with articles and laws and welfare statistics. So your claims that you know a guy that did X or there's some chick down the street that did Y, those things are very unobjective ways to look at the situation. And I'm looking at the situation objectively, and every time I look at it objectively, you claim that I'm being too black and white and I need to look at this other guy that doesn't have a toe. Or, I need to look at the guy that, wears tights to work. Okay, I get it. There's some individual cases where things are different. But in general, we can look generally and see that generally the statistics and the claims that I make are generally true. So basically, I've come to the conclusion through this video series that Crimson Crusader does not have an actual position besides his position being in opposition to anything that a MGTOW says. So in closing, I would like to say that as a MGTOW, I think that we should not take women's rights away, give women more rights. We should also continue to try as hard as possible to lower the birth rate, expand welfare, limit men from having custody of their children after divorce, make it even easier for women to get a divorce, and also make it so that after the divorce, she gets 100% of the man's stuff, and he still has to pay her 100% of his salary after the divorce. So that's all I got for this one. Have a good day and go MGTOW.